Welcome back as we recap the season finale of Southern
Oh,
Charm.
the season finale. It was 15 episodes and it was probably painful for about 10. Do you think they're coming back?
Yeah, it got
All of
better.
them?
I
You know
know.
who shouldn't come back?
Leva,
Well, Leva isn't really part of the show, but
of
she is
course.
there. Whitney, honest to
Oh no,
God,
Whitney shouldn't come back either. But
Whitney
Leva
should
and Vinny,
not be on the show anymore. Whitney, wherever you are, you add nothing to this show.
of course
And
he doesn't, but he produces
Whitney,
it, so he just comes
you are
on.
a 58-year-old man. Now,
Hmm.
you've had every regenerative procedure done to your face. So you don't look 58. I'll give you that. You look like a hard 45.
Hmm.
Okay. He's thin and everything. When he was sitting, and we got a lot to get to, when he was
Then
sitting in
get
that
to it.
restaurant with Shep, and he says, "Well, maybe I'll take Molly out for like dinner or something." He goes, "Oh, well, she certainly doesn't need a dinner." What did he say? He actually said, Whitney, the last thing she needs is dinner. The last thing she needs. He
So
went,
do we
"Less."
think he definitely doesn't have final cut of this show? He just has a producer credit. He probably doesn't have any involvement in the
The
day to
last
day.
thing she needs is dinner.
Let me tell you something. Bravo, there's a Leva, I feel like like one thing we have to understand about Southern Charm is it's different than Vanderpump with Vanderpump Rules. It's different than Leva with Southern Hospitality because that's filmed at their businesses, so they have to have
Right.
a much like more like of a contract when it comes to editing and final cut and being a producer.
Right.
Whitney probably has no say in anything. He literally sold the show to them. He
And
makes a
that's
lot of
it.
money, I'm sure,
Hmm.
because of that, and that's great for him. But he does not like, and he probably thought that there he's going to be protected. But it only takes one or two of these producers, probably women, that are like, "This guy is an asshole. We can't do
He
this to all
is.
these people and show
He's
their
just
lives as
vile.
a mess, and then let him get away scot free. No way. We're going to show the truth."
Yeah. And you know what?
And good for them.
Molly is a beautiful, healthy
She
woman.
is.
She's
And I
not
hope that her and Shep,
heavy at
I
all. I don't even want to say
no,
the bad three-letter word. She's not even heavy, that girl.
no.
She's a beautiful woman.
Yes, she's
She's not
gorgeous.
emaciated like he likes them. Obviously, he likes them to be, 4
Totally.
pounds, but that was just terrible. Now, Vanita, let's get right to it. First of all, who's Ryan again? Because he's been in every episode, and I still don't know who he
I
is.
like him but I think that Vernita and Leva ganged up on him, like, and Rodrigo tried to come in, and I love how he was like, "Get away, gay guy. This is my scene. Get off my throne."
Ryan came off, I thought, so bad in this
What do you
episode.
mean though? Like, I
He came off bad with just his stupid obsession with those feathers and the
Oh yeah, maybe
I
that, but
mean,
I'm
he was
thinking
so
more like
stupid. Oh, I
Vanita
can't
and
talk in
Leva.
here.
But Vanita and Leva,
No, let's not get to the confrontation. Let's go back with JT,
okay.
who is the most maligned character that I have seen for a long time
Okay,
in one of these
I want
shows.
to take this because I'm a dude.
Yeah.
He probably said some black girl, okay? I'm sorry. I believe he did. Did he mean it as it's being portrayed? No, at all.
No.
Not at all. He's probably, because now we've seen at the end of the episode that he was dating and he was juggling Vanita. And I'm sure he
Well,
just had a moment of weakness where he like didn't know who to really go with. He probably genuinely has feelings for both. We all know how much JT wanted love last season. He was trying it with anything. And now maybe
he
he
wanted
kind of
Taylor.
fell for two people. And that's like a hard move to make. Now, most people that happens about 10 years before and they learn their lessons and they mature and they get over it. And I just think JT is behind the curve a little bit because he is a good guy.
Well,
Think that he doesn't know how to be a womanizer like these other guys are. And it
oh
just
yeah, he
kind of
doesn't at
it
all.
kind of showed through a little. But the reality
Well, you
is
want to know what makes JT
the barber is the one that did it all. The barber
the
told
barber did it.
the
It's
barber
like
told him.
the what you call it, barber of Fleet Street. What is it?
He's not Sweeney Todd, okay?
Sweeney Todd.
He wasn't slitting people's throats.
Well, he could have because
He
he
should have been
sliced up
slicing his
J2.
own and keep his mouth shut.
Listen, here's the one thing that makes JT intrinsically different than every other man on that show.
What?
He's the only one that's been married.
Okay.
It shows
Or it
that
also shows that he can't be in a relationship too.
no, but he actually made a commitment, something Shep, Craig, and Austin have never done.
Okay. That's
I mean, that
fair.
does make a difference.
He's
He
also
got
hasn't been
married
on
young.
TV his whole adult life, pretty much.
No, he hasn't, but he did get married. And I think that what makes him a little bit different.
I think that Craig and Austin would be married if they didn't have Southern Charm. I think Shep would definitely still be single.
Yeah, I agree with that. But
So
Vanita to
I don't
me,
see the point.
Vanita to me is coming off, and it's I'm only gonna say it because it has a connotation, and we know she's not white. She's coming off a little bit single white female to me.
I
She's
think
a
that,
little desperate. She doesn't know how to
can I
fight
tell you how I
back.
think this went down?
Oh, I want to tell
I,
you one other
yeah.
thing. Oh, you got to know this because, see, I know this and you don't know this, so I should share it with you and our listeners that JT has all the pictures and timestamps, and his girl does. Vanita was at dinner with JT's mom and the girlfriend, and all before this. She knew the whole time.
Okay. The reality is this, though. This is the part that I
In
think
reality, Vanita's not innocent here.
she's not innocent. I don't think at all. I think
She's
that
not.
JT and Vanita like got way too. They're filming a show. This is their job. They spend a
They're
lot of
filming a
time
show. They
together.
kind of like, you know what it
They
was
spend
like?
a lot of time together. It's like Raquel and Sandoval in a way, a little bit. They're filming a show. They are
I
in
was
their
going to
own
say it's kind of
bubble.
like when people are doing a show, like if they're doing like Broadway or something,
Yes, a
and they start to
showman.
kind of they have a
A
showman's. Yeah,
showman's.
it's a showman's during the production.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of like what happened when the
Oh,
little boy went
stop.
down to Virginia, like the devil went down to Georgia. It's like when the little Brad went down to Virginia, he was looking for a soul to steal. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's my whole part
Oh, you're
about that. I
breaking
don't
up.
care. Yeah, we
I'm
almost
just
did.
saying
That's
sometimes
the
when people are
reality.
in
Um,
shows, um,
so
when people are in shows and stuff like this, they do sometimes fall for each other and it's not real. But Vanita, what I heard this week is that Vanita was going out to eat with JT and his girlfriend, and JT's mom knew full well and still was kind of pulling this
that's
stuff on
great.
him.
That's the Raquel Levis right there.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
But
So a little bit of SWF.
but the girl is not on the show, so we're not going to treat Vanita the way that we treated Raquel. That just shows how society works.
Oh yeah,
If
that's
you
true.
really don't like the girl that breaks up families and girlfriends and relationships, go after Vanita the
They
same way
won't
we went
because
after
Vanita.
Raquel.
Yeah, and they're both a little bit can't. Well,
If
Vanita.
that's true, I didn't see that, but if I saw it, and I will look.
Well, go to
Yeah.
JT's Instagram.
Oh
I
no,
guess
no, no,
it's
I
all over
will.
the place.
I will.
And um, she did not, as far as I'm concerned, Vanita,
Mm-hmm.
confront Ryan.
Okay, that's what I want to get to. So here's
Yeah,
the way this went down, I think, is that
was such poor planning.
the barber definitely, like the barber, if the story's not true, the barber, I genuinely believe,
That the
said it
barber
differently to
came
Ryan.
out different, which happens.
Yes. Now the reality is that
Listen, in a
don't be
human trait,
surprised if they were filming at the barber shop and that they show the footage at the reunion. And the reason why, like, or, but then again, because we haven't seen yet, well, I guess you're right, because if he was on camera, then I feel like JT would be like, it's on camera, like, let's look.
yeah, I
But
don't know about
then
that.
again, if it's not on camera, maybe JT, we also have to remember JT quit the show, right? Okay, guys?
He did.
So we don't know why he quit the show.
I
Now,
would too.
he could have quit the show. Again, all I'm going to say is he could have quit the show. I'm just going to put out a conspiracy. We'll see if it's true at the reunion. Maybe they have him on camera at the barber shop, and maybe he begged production not to put it out there. And then at the reunion, they did. And that's when he quit the show. I'm just saying, he could have felt that way. I have no idea. But the reality is that
Okay,
I
you just
think
made
that
up a scenario.
no,
I
no,
think
I
actually
want to
the
tell you,
other
no, let
way.
me finish. I'm going
If
to tell
I
you
went
why.
on to a show
There's a
and they
method to
started,
this
okay,
proposal.
all right.
I think that the race angle was dimmed down right away from the start. And I want to know why.
Because I don't think race had, for two reasons. I don't think they wanted to go into race because that becomes a whole other subject.
Okay.
And number two, I don't think race has anything to do with it.
Okay. So I disagree with you 100%.
Okay.
I agree with the last part. I don't
Yeah, I
think
don't think
JT,
if
no, wait a second. I don't
right.
think JT meant anything by that. I
Yeah.
think he was just describing someone. There's no negative connotation. What I do think is that he knows what society will say. So that's why I believe that from the start, he said to, because when he said, I said a beautiful black woman.
Mm.
So, like, I do believe that the word black came out of his mouth. I think that he said to Vanita, because he didn't want to focus in on that, knowing what that would bring. What are you up? Like, I said, beautiful, I said a beautiful black woman. He, I think, asked her to basically say, like, let's not, like, I said black, beautiful black woman. I didn't say some.
Okay.
And because that's
Oh,
what they're focusing hard on is the sum. I'm just not some girl. I'm just not some girl.
you
They didn't really address the fact that he said black. The reality is I think he did. I think he said some black girl. And I think at the reunion, just because of how this went by, like normally Bravo, let's just call it what it is, NBC owned, kind of on the left. They've brought race up a lot over the years.
but
I
I don't think they're trying to as much now
I
because it's
think that they
divisive.
are. I think that no, but I think race in a way that's like obvious, like if it was done in a bad way, I just think they're waiting to the reunion. I'm just saying that because it's just not like Bravo to not or Vanita to
What
even
if they
try.
don't?
Vanita needs a storyline. She
Vanita doesn't
never
have
had
a
one.
storyline,
But
and
that's what
she
I'm
can't
saying. So
even.
don't you think
She
she would
can't
have
even. Here she
gravitated
is
to
with
it?
all of this conflict. You told me this, and then she gets there with Ryan, who again,
I just think
I
that
said
don't
I'm
put
going
it
to say
past
it for the third time.
JT.
Who is Ryan?
But just
He's
wait a
been
second.
in
Don't
every
let me
episode.
finish
I
this
still don't
thought.
know who he
You don't,
is.
you're not listening.
I am.
I'm not trying to say that race should be brought up. I'm saying don't be surprised if JT, knowing the history of Bravo and race and being canceled and all that, that he didn't try really, really hard to get a protective of that. Because remember, this was also filmed months ago. So you could be
Okay.
right that Bravo's not like because of changes, that Bravo doesn't want to bring that up. But I also will say too that I bet JT, if he did say black, was probably like, oh my God, now I'm going to be painted as a racist and I'm going to get canceled and all this. And that's why I think they
What if
leaned
he
in
never
so hard.
did?
What do
I
you
mean, you
mean?
can. I
He
mean,
said that. They've shown that in the previews that I'm being looked at as a racist now because
well,
like
I agree
that's what I'm
that
saying. So
he is.
don't
But
he
here's the
maybe that's why
question
I
I
think they
have.
focus, but I think that if that was his biggest fear,
Yes.
I have a feeling that like I just think that you're gonna be surprised at the reunion where I think it's gonna be brought up because Vanita's gonna feel like a victim. That's all I'm saying. I don't really care for Vanita in all this. I think she's using JT for a storyline. And I think
Okay.
she's dirty and she's gonna
I
use it
want
even
somebody
more.
to help me with this. If if Craig says about Paige, well, she's
Mhm.
Italian. That's how she is.
There's no one cares about that in the world. I'm not
I'm
saying that they
just saying
shouldn't.
he could
They
be
should care. The
Craig.
people should care if they're going to care, but they don't. That's not the world we live in. People
I'm
get
just
sensitive
saying
around
though,
black.
but to
People get
me,
sensitive about that. Black
I
women. We know
understand
that. We're
that.
not debating whether that's right or wrong, but
No,
it's
no,
the
no. But
truth.
I'm just saying if Craig said, "Oh, he's dating this hot
But
Italian
you don't
girl,"
get canceled for
it.
that.
I know. I'm just saying that to me
Yeah, but
seems
that's
a
not
bit
what
of
we're
a
talking
double
about. We
standard.
know that you get canceled whether that's right or wrong. I personally disagree with cancel culture in general. People make mistakes. Let people live.
I'm
Correct them.
just
Educate
saying
them.
that sometimes we describe a person and there's no racial
I
intent
think that
because
when you
it's
say
how we.
beautiful black girl is so different than some black girl, is what I'm trying to say. So I think he's saying I think he's focusing on the some girl part
All I'm
because
going
he
to
knows
say
he
is
said
this.
some,
Okay.
not beautiful.
This is what I'm going to say.
No one's repeating
Every
beautiful black girl as
single
some black
thing,
girl. No
every
one is
single
repeating
thing, I'm
that.
going to take JT's side here. Every
No, I'm
single
not.
thing, okay, Tom, every single thing that
I'm on
JT has
Madison.
been accused of this year
Hmm.
has not been true.
Okay.
He wasn't insulting Miss Pat. Everybody got a cane. If he only brought a cane for Miss Pat, that would have been an insult. He didn't. Everybody got a cane. The whole thing with Madison putting him on the phone, that wasn't true. Everything has been false. And
I
he
think
does
maybe
come
I'm not
in a
saying this right.
little hot.
I think that Vanita is focusing on, okay, so JT's saying he said beautiful black woman. Okay. Vanita heard from the pickleball team,
Yeah.
the whole network, some black girl. Okay, right? So
Mm,
the reality is that Vanita, I think, doesn't I think Vanita right now in this moment, because she wants JT, she's like like lusting him, loving him, whatever it
Oh
is.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
She is
Way
not
too
thinking about
forgiving.
the race side at all. She's thinking about I'm just some girl. Okay.
Yeah.
JT, because he might have enjoyed the showmance with Vanita, right? Because they were filming and they were always together, but really likes this other girl. He's focusing on, oh my God, I can't get canceled by all the woke people that are gonna say that I'm just blowing the only black woman on the show. I'm pushing her to the
Well,
side.
he's got
The
businesses
white,
to
no, no,
protect
he's
too and
yes,
stuff.
yes, that's what I'm saying. That's
Yeah.
his lens, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Now,
yeah. Because he
now,
does have a G
now,
wagon. He's got to keep that
now,
going.
now, Vanita strikes out, as we're soon gonna find out. JT comes full circle with the girlfriend right after, before the reunion, all that. That's
Right.
why they showed that at the end, right? So
Yeah.
Vanita now knows, oh, I don't get a chance with him. So instead of caring about the sum now, I'm going to care about the black. And that's what I think we're going to see at the reunion.
Oh, well, that could be.
That's what I'm trying to say, that her tune is going to change.
Gotcha.
And I think that that's where we're going to see the race brought up. Not that NBC wanted that, not that they, like, I think they were being authentic actually for once. That's why we saw the cut of like Vanita, because they read Vanita's energy. She did not play the victim then because she didn't really know about the girlfriend then. And then the minute she finds out about the girlfriend, then at the reunion, she needs to get sympathy. So instead of, because she knew about the girlfriend and all that, I'm just telling you that I think everything you found is true. Like, I think JT's showing the truth. And I think Vanita's going to go to the lowest hanging fruit and she's going to jump on that race bandwagon now because before
Why
it was
did in the previews did she bring up race?
no, but I just think that it's going
I
to
think you're
happen.
bringing too much about race. I
I
don't think
think
there's going to be anything
I'm
about
telling
race.
you
I
that I
think it's
think
going
if
to be about timelines,
if this
receipts.
is the truth, then JT shouldn't quit the show because he should be vindicated. And I think that they're going to come at him dirty,
Well, I
nasty,
think, but
in a way that he shouldn't have been.
but from what I heard,
I think Ryan's woke. I think that Rodrigo's woke. I think they're coming in. Well, Rodrigo, maybe not. He just wants his white wine. I kind of like Rodrigo for the show. He's more like the man's man. But Ryan's coming in like a little messenger, I think. I think that he's like trying to be almighty of thou, some black girl. That I think he's thinking that way. Like I'm trying to tell you that like I'm not getting into who's right, who's wrong. That's not this podcast. Well, Culture Wars. I'm telling you that I'm watching this as a viewer. Ryan seems like he's kind of crunchy and woke, and he's coming in trying to pin the race thing. Leva's above that, I think. I think Leva actually doesn't want that. I think Leva's
well,
like
Leva was there when the guy was on the
exactly,
phone,
and
and he denied it.
she's also seen the show come full circle with Tom with what's his name with Tom Ravenel and the cancel culture, and she was friends with what's her name and coming back, and she's seen it on her own
Catherine.
show and
Yeah.
all of that. She's also not white. And I don't think she likes her husband's black. I don't
Right.
think she likes a lot of this stuff when it becomes like the woke and this and that. She's just above it. Vanita really loves JT. So she does not care about the black part right now. Ryan is, I think that what I'm trying to explain to you is that why does Ryan care? Ryan doesn't care that JT, okay, he's in this circle with these people. He knows the people from Southern Hospitality. He signed up for a reality show. He's gay. He's not a prude, honey. He doesn't care about the sum. He's the wokey one, okay? Then he's gonna, that's why he cares so much. And Benita's like, I don't care. Why'd you bring this up? Like, why would you do this? Why'd you bring this up? Like, you're lying because she believes JT because all she wants is to be with JT. Now, I don't think JT was doing anything wrong. I think JT doesn't know how to say, Benita, you're my friend. I got this girl. That's his only fault right now. He didn't say that directly. He's caught up in the showmance. But I do think that others have ulterior motives. That's what I'm trying to say. And I'd be curious to see why does he quit the show if he's got the receipts, the proofs, the screenshots. The only way I could think of is if someone's coming in dirty in a way where they're going to take advantage of the viewers, the type of mindset that some viewers have, not all, but that they know that the comments can really get to someone. And what's one of the worst things that you can pin on a white man in the
Anybody.
South or anywhere,
Right.
but like even in that area, being a racist. That's like wrong. It's been there, done that. Look at this show. And Catherine showed that
Okay.
that doesn't matter.
Well, I
Come
think you
back.
get to a point, and he's at the point where everybody hates him.
Yeah, everyone's coming at you. Now you're going to come
And
with
so it's
this.
like,
But now you're going to come with this. How low can you go? Now you've gone the lowest to accuse me of like, because I just believe it's
racism,
gonna
and
go
that's
there.
when you walk away. That's
Yes,
what I
that's what I'm
think.
trying
He's
to
walked
say.
away because
Sorry that it took so
but he,
long for me to get there.
I
But
know,
that's what I'm trying to say.
but he
Yeah.
was a charge. He was accused of for all we know, he quit the show when that racism charge came
That's
out
what I'm saying.
because he didn't go to the dinner and stuff. That could have been when he
He did come for
decided.
the reunion? Yes. So that's what I'm
No, no,
trying to
no, the
say.
dinner, the party at the end. He wasn't
Yes, but
there.
the reunion he does
He's
come
there.
for. So
Yeah.
what I'm trying to say is I think that I'm just putting it out there as a possibility. They
And
may have footage of him at the barber shop,
no, I
which
think
may
he's going to
not
be
change
vindicated.
anything.
He's going to be vindicated.
Well, I just don't know why he would then quit the show. If you quit the show, you don't come for the reunion. That defeats the purpose of quitting the
He's
show.
there.
He
He's
quit the show
there.
before the reunion was filmed.
There is no
Or no, I'm sorry, like when the
barber.
reunion
There
was
is
filmed.
no filming of the barber shop.
Okay.
Because if there was, he
Maybe
would
there is.
say
You know what?
there isn't. I think
If
everything
some
you
people
just
believe
said
that there was
isn't real.
if some people believe that pandas are fake, I can believe there might be some there might be some footage at the barber shop. And
No,
I'm
because
bald.
wouldn't he
And
say they
how many
filmed
barber
it?
shops you been to your life, Aunt?
Oh, I've been to plenty of
No,
hair
no,
beauty shops.
beauty shops, but barber shops, true head shaver barber shops, because I got more experience there. And those guys, they chitter chatter,
Oh,
they make
they're the
you
worst.
do talk to your barber, and I can just see JT. Like, listen, what we all have to just understand is that no
Could
one
it
is in
wait. Before you continue to accuse JT of saying what he said, could you admit that JT said one thing to the barber, and what the barber said
Of
to
course,
Brian was telephone?
but it may not be fully beautiful and sounding like JT's saying it. There
Well, of
might be,
course
but I
not,
don't think
because
that
it's
he
all
was.
about the intent, not
Yes.
what was
And what I'm trying to
said.
tell you is that if someone catches something that they can spin, if there is footage and they go lower with the race
Okay,
angle,
everybody,
I
we
can
need
see
a
why JT
disclaimer
would want
here.
to. I think we're agreeing on the same thing. I think
We're
JT,
agreeing, but I do not believe that there
well,
is
I do.
footage.
I do. And if he quit when the race thing was brought up immediately, great. That's the same. It's the same thing. If it took him to the reunion where they go even lower, then fine, the same thing. It's the same thing. I would quit too if that accusation was made. That's all I'm saying.
With or without the tape.
Both, either or, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, well, I think
Like, because I guess if one person said it and they maybe showed it, but they maybe right away were like, no, I didn't mean it like that. I'm sorry. Like I could see maybe he'd give that a pass. Maybe they were like, no, no one thinks that about you, JT. And maybe they didn't show that because we have to remember they are producing a show as well. They do hold back footage. They do hold back things to get more of a draw.
I
They've done that in
understand that.
how many of these shows
I am
recently?
going to tell you,
I
I
think there's going to be
believe,
something at the reunion that makes us go, that's all I'm saying. I don't
I
know what it is.
believe, I believe if there was footage, you would have seen a preview of Let's Go to the Tape, and you didn't. But let's get to Paige and Craig. Because
Okay.
we beat JT and Vanita to death. They do no longer talk to each
I
other.
wouldn't talk about them. You could be portrayed in a negative way.
What?
I don't know. Everything that happens with Vanita and JT gets spun. So let's put a fork in it, pin in it.
No,
Bye.
they're done. No, let's get to that's what I'm saying.
course, keep
They
going.
stopped following each other on
100%.
Instagram. So I want to say that I want to before I get to the other two.
Yes.
Madison's a different woman with her husband than she is with any other man on this cast.
Okay.
And she truly loves him. She
Yeah.
truly loves Brett because she's kind to him. She's
Absolutely.
not kind to any other guy
Austin,
on
she
this
is
show.
now.
Not really. She wasn't, but when they were in a relationship, she wasn't kind to him
No,
at all. She
no.
was insulting him all the time. So I was very disappointed in the last 5 minutes of this show.
Okay. Why?
Because I was expecting like real cameras, real revelation, real whatever. I was expecting.
I think that they're going to show more of that at the reunion. You know how when there was the Scandival and like they showed the one-on-one interviews, like I have a feeling they're going to you never know. We didn't
You
know until
are foreshadowing
No, wait.
a lot
Wait a
of
minute. Wait a
production
minute.
here
Wait a
tonight.
minute. Wait a minute. When the last show that I think it was Vanderpump, when they hadn't watched the end,
Right.
we hadn't watched the end. And we didn't know that
They
until like
didn't know.
a
They
day
didn't
or
know
so
either.
before the reunion when they then
Okay.
announced that. So all
Right.
I'm saying is that like there might be more to it because they know this season wasn't great. And I'm just saying that like a good way to pull people back in is to maybe like, and they knew that before halfway through the season, they knew this was a very dull season.
Dull.
And so if they have anything that's really good and juicy, don't be surprised if they try to reinvigorate the show. Like because they have some momentum going into the reunion with Sienna and this finale and just like
And with Craig. Yeah,
Craig
but
and
I'm going to tell
Paige,
you, it was
Molly and Shep.
The Craig and Paige breakup was like an afterthought in this. It
Yes,
was
but
like a
you didn't watch
postscript.
Summer House, right? So on
No.
Summer House, the reunion, they announced that like the couple that they weren't together, the whole thing, and it was like they really kept quiet, similar to Salt Lake City with the whole Monica thing, right? I
Right.
think Bravo. I have a feeling that Bravo, and again, this is a conspiracy that we don't need to dive into, but I'm just gonna say it. They could be giving them some money to be like, if you guys keep this shut, you get a bonus. Or like they could be saying something like that because
I believe. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
because
For
like
ratings.
paparazzi or like they may need to deal with the bloggers, the leakers, like they may have to start to just give them a premium to say you keep quiet. This season can come out like this. You're all going to be do this because they know now that content people have options. That's why you listen to us. So that's what I'm saying. You know, it's like people have options, and there might be some of that coming,
Well,
and
their
that has been a
final five
consistent
minutes,
trend.
I found the final 5 minutes disappointing.
If it is the finale, like if it is all that is revealed around Paige and Craig, the other
Yes.
thing you have to remember is Summer House just started.
I know. I
And
understand
you don't
that.
watch Summer
Okay.
House.
But
But
everything
you
I
should
heard,
because you'll see it's been good this
okay.
season. You could pick it up just to like watch the Paige and Craig part.
Okay. I will say that from what I heard from the reunion is
Hmm.
that everyone apologized to JT, is what I heard, and that Craig was the most accused of lying on the show because when they're talking about the breakup, even then he sounded like he was lying on the couch in the previews. Oh, we were going to do this. We were going to do this. I had a ring.
Yeah,
I
but
was
I
going to,
think
when
most of
he's, no,
them
no, no,
have.
let me, you've talked. When he's saying, no, no,
Yeah.
no. When he
Huh?
said, when
Please.
he's saying, I agreed to raise my kids in Manhattan and all
Oh
that.
yeah,
No, listen, we saw him in the backyard
exactly.
talking about his yard and where the kids were going to play. He
Hmm.
never agreed to raise his kids in Manhattan.
You
He's
are so
lying.
right. He is lying.
Okay. He is lying.
He is
And
lying.
so there's a lot of stories we saw. And remember, on this show all year, they've kind of been foreshadowing Craig's lies, Craig's lies, Craig's lies. We've heard it more than once. And
Yeah.
we're going to see the Craig's, for somebody who's so trying so hard to protect his image, he's kind of going to be exposed. And I don't know if it's going to be good for Craig.
Yeah. I mean, I think that time will tell. What do you think about Shep and Molly?
Well, I'm glad her dry spell ended.
I thought you'd be horrified by that.
No,
You know, one thing
whatever.
we
They're
didn't cover
adults.
this week that I have to say that we can just end with this. We didn't cover in the Beverly Hills recap, but I'll say it. You didn't like Sutton's word usage at the end, huh?
What was it?
See you next Tuesdays.
Oh yeah, I don't like that. No, no, she said the bitch.
No, she said both.
Oh, she did. Why did you see the unedited?
Yep.
Oh, I see if you unedited. You tell. I just saw that it was
It's
5
bad.
letters.
Nasty. Nasty woman.
Mm.
Really nasty woman.
Yeah, but you know what? Dorit calls her that.
I know.
So I mean, she's only using it back to somebody who already called her one.
I guess. They all kind of use it.
Yeah, it's kind of making the rounds right now.
Nasty. It's not as cool
Mm.
anymore.
Who's your mess?
The mess has to be. I think the mess
Ryan.
has to be. No, I don't think it's
No, because
Ryan.
that elevates him.
Well,
He's
what I
not that
didn't,
important.
one thing I'll say is that the reason why my mess is not Ryan is because of the fact that Leva and Vanita made Ryan look like he's doing something different than what they've all done on this show for 9 seasons. Okay. They all listen to the
Oh, that's
producers, they
true.
all spin things.
That's
They
true.
should have
That's
been
true.
more of like, you shouldn't repeat something that you don't know that's this serious or something like that, but not of like, oh, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. It's like, God, shut up. You all do this shit.
Okay, I'm going to say that I think the mess is sort of Vanita
Okay.
because she
Why?
is
How you figure?
because she fell apart when he said that to her.
Okay.
And then she goes running over there immediately. Oh,
Oh
we have
yeah,
the same color on. And then totally forgives him and everything. Can we have a hug? Can we have some champagne? Totally. Don't
you're
be
right.
mad at him because I'm going to go after him. No, at no point, she should have said to him at some point, I don't know what you said, but why are you talking about me to your barber, anyways? If you've got a girlfriend,
Yeah, well, that's what I would have
why?
done. I would
Yeah,
have been like, hey, just so you
I thought
know,
she was
you can
way too
pretend that you
much.
don't like me,
Yeah,
but if you're talking about me to your barber, even if
yeah.
it is in the same
I
sentence
guess
as
you
your
do like
girlfriend,
me. Yeah,
you have a lot of problems because that means you're thinking about both of us.
yeah. Well, and I'm gonna say that I felt Vanita was kind of like being a little bit of a doormat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
She's like really puppy dog.
non-confrontational.
She's
Yeah,
really
too
puppy
much.
dog with
And
him.
that was kind of messy because you don't see that on a lot
That's
of
why
other
I'm telling you,
women.
like, I hope I will lose all respect for Vanita because I think it was very obvious that she was upset that she was some girl. It had nothing to do with race. I will be very upset if at the reunion she leans more on that than the some. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, well, that's what you could have said that in
Sorry,
like
I
10
tried
words
to.
or less. You went on a rant.
Yeah, well, you know
Anyways,
what?
everyone, I want you to follow us on Instagram and
So
subscribe and do all that.
my mess is Leva for being
Oh,
useless. Thank you. Bye guys. Follow us,
bye.
subscribe
See you
us,
next
like us.
week for the reunion.
Bye.